Alright, how's it going everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac and I'm here with a video on what if anime battles. I'm familiar with these because on my channel I had what if battles that I just found super interesting where I was trying to build like my own universe for it, right? And granted, it's its own like community on the internet. Like you have Twitter, YouTube, Instagram where just what if battles run rampant. Oh, I turned on the day and night system by the way. I wanted to have I didn't want the unchanging daylight every single day anymore because while I preferred it for the sake of the videos, at this point I just want something different. So we're back to the day and night cycle. I honestly, I like it. I mess with it. One thing I did want to mention was that gaming videos aren't going anywhere for my channel. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded like them consistently or for an individual game like Fortnite or Overwatch. But Overwatch is dead right now and Fortnite I've been playing a lot. So it I'm kind of burnt out on it a little bit, but I'm still getting big gaming videos out. Like I think the last video I uploaded or the video before that was a gaming video, so they're not going anywhere. I just want to make that very clear. But what if anime battles, right? What are they? Basically, they're you take one character from one series, and again, it doesn't have to be anime. You take another from another, and you just make them fight with rules from their anime verses, or excuse me, from their universes being applied, and that brings problems with it because imagine you're in Poland and you're driving a car in Poland. The rules for driving in that country are different from the rules when you drive in the United States. In a sense, those fights are like taking those driving rules and putting them together, and it just sometimes it doesn't mesh well at all because these are different people who made different universes, and you're trying to make them fight basically. So you have to do most of the legwork and use what you have like given from those characters, and you have to scale it with each other and a scaling system that's already established in the what if fights community because they have their own systems like they plan for this, and it's honestly really interesting to see when you take out the negative aspects of it, which I'll talk about later. It's really interesting to see. I myself don't like the what ifs because I just feel like it's reductive. You have two characters that are great in their universes or maybe are bad in their universes, but you're having them fight. And granted, people love fighting because at the end of the day, it's a primal instinct in the human, right? You love to see people fight. It's entertainment. It's always just been reductive. It takes away from the characters and what they mean in their universes. Like, imagine taking Konohamaru from Naruto and then having him fight like, shoot, I don't know, Kaido or something. He'd probably get cooked. I'm not even gonna lie. He'd probably get cooked. And it just feels so reductive because like the loser just means like, oh yeah, he's not that strong. You're measuring a character's worth off of strength. And granted, that's just how it is. That's how the community's gonna be. Because at the end of the day, it is measured by strength. So that's just what the result is going to be. You're measuring if somebody's stronger than the other. But it's just never rubbed me the right way. Again, I always just felt it was reductive. That's not to take away from the community because in the positive light, which I am mentioning first, you have some really interesting, informative, and cool ideas that can come from the what ifs. Like one of the biggest ones is Goku versus Superman. That is a age old question. Who would win? And it's such an interesting discourse because you have so many people inputting facts and feats and just overall respect threads on this character, and you just see everything that they can do to the best of their ability. And it's awesome because it genuinely shows like people care. People bring up these what ifs because people care about their characters that they're defending. It's like a lawyer. You're literally a lawyer for your character. It's and it's insane, but it's cool. And I really like that aspect of it where you just see, hey, this character can do this and this character can do this. And this is where the toxicity can come in because people who really care about this character and their universe arguing for a character that they may not either know or care for as much as that universe that they love, right? And that means that people can get ideas wrong, information wrong. That means that it's going to get emotional, and that breeds toxicity. So it can become a negative thing immediately. When in reality, the way I've seen it, it's just for fun, you know, like this is entertainment, and that's just always what it's meant to be. Like you have Death Battle where you have these two characters fighting, and granted, they're not the end all be all of who wins a fight because they're not the ones that made the characters, nor are they trustworthy sources for the universe. There's a bunch of people that know more than they do. That doesn't mean that they have the same influence as Death Battle. And I'm not saying that they're wrong for using that because they amassed a fan base. But I'm just saying that people are always going to disagree no matter what you say is right. Because you're taking one fan base and putting it against another. Because that character is a representative of that fan base. At least in the most reductive way possible. Which sucks, right? Because again, at the end of the day, this is meant to be fun. It's meant to be a cool, awesome fight that you just get to see animated or discussed, and it's just like at the end of the day it's never gonna happen unless if like the creators are like, dog, what if they fought, bro, who would win, and they animated it. No, that's not gonna happen most of the time. But the fact that the toxicity gets so rampant and just negative, it's weird. Like people think that it actually will happen, and they're like, it has any weight in the real world. And I'm not trying to be mean by saying that, but why are you so mad about it? Like there there's nothing wrong if your character wins or loses because they have no weight or substance on what happens in that universe. Like sure, of course, if you believe that your character is stronger, then yeah, like have discourse about it, have conversation, and try to convince the other side. But it's not an argument. It's literally a conversation on a what if. It's not this will happen and who's going to win. It's not like a UFC fight, like John Jones versus Israel Adesanya or something. I don't know much about the UFC, so I don't know if they're in the same division or not. But that like you won't see them happen. It's not a prediction. It's literally what would happen, and that's just always what's bugged me a little bit about it. Like people's investment gets little. It's overboard. They overdo it, and it becomes an unfun endeavor. Is what I'm trying to say. And that's why I never really been a fan of the what if communities because they just always seem so negative to me. Not and I'm not trying to all cover them like they're all encompassing. Like I'm trying to talk about everybody. No, like it's just the people that stick out that are negative. Like would want to do a what if like with somebody else because it's more of an argument at that point than it is a discussion. Like me and my friend who actually comments on the videos sometimes he asked me like what ifs and I don't like doing them, but at the same time like the way he handles it is a lot better than some people who let emotions take over them, you know? And we just have a discussion. Like he asked me like, "Oh, is Luffy well, one of the powers that he has in the manga. I'm not going to spoil it for people that haven't seen it. But is this guy's transformation is it this? Is it a Toonverse power? And if you know what that means, then you know what transformation I'm talking about." And I was just like, yes and no, not really. It's more like Jake, like he mentioned, and we were just having this discussion about it because he doesn't know much about One Piece. We're just having a cool discussion about it. We're talking about Sasuke versus Ichigo, Naruto versus Luffy, all this stuff, and we're just a cool, constructive argument. You know, like I don't know as much as I should about these series because like there's again a bunch of people out there that know way more than I do because they invested themselves into it, but it's just a fun thing to do because it's a conversation. It's not an argument. And that can go for anything in life. Stop putting your emotions into it and you'll have a healthier conversation. That's all I'm really trying to say about it. And not just like with the what ifs, but in general, you know. Sometimes I struggle to do that. Sometimes I get emotional in conversations. I'm not gonna yell at you, but it does affect what I'm trying to say. Because then at that point you're just trying to win. You're not trying to have a conversation. Conceding in a conversation is fine. You know, you're not gonna die because you think that peanut butter is better than sun butter or something. You know, it's just how you feel. Yeah, that's just what it is. You know, that's how I look at it. But that's basically all I have to say on it. Just when you're having a conversation, just make sure that A, you don't turn it into an argument, and B, if the person themselves that you're talking with turns it into an argument, then you know that like, yeah, they're not good to have a conversation with, or B, that you won. But winning doesn't really matter in that sense, at least to me. But yeah, again, thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoy. That's my take on like what ifs, what if battles, and overall just like conversations. I know it kind of derailed from the what ifs a little bit, but that's just how I feel about it. So thank you all for, or well, I already repeated that. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.